5 key insights from Andrew and I about the December 25 pre-scene for SBL. That's Levwell. And the first of those insights, Andrew, you can come away from hiding now. First of those insights is on the back couple of pages here. Actually, look at both mine and Andrew's pre-scenes. Look how many notes there are. Highlighting for Andrew, notes for me, whatever works for you. But you have to have really pulled this apart. Now, first insight is about those mission and values. And that mission, all about being exceptional, an exceptional experience for every guest, every single time. Well, it's a recipe for disaster, isn't it, Andrew?
It is. That's really, really aspirational, isn't it? Every guest, every time is going to get an exceptional experience. It's just not going to happen.
Definitely not going to happen. You're setting yourself up to fail. But, it's aspirational. And the reason this is a great insight is that we love stuff like this in the exam that you can use no matter what the question is asking about. You can refer back to the company's mission. If they've done anything that isn't exceptional and perfect for anyone ever, then you can say that goes against their mission. And you can do similar with the values that are underneath it. So anywhere in the exam that they start talking about staffing, well, we've got one of our core values is to care about our staff. So if they aren't loving their staff as much as they could, then you talk about it.
There's also the positivity one, isn't there? So anything negative going on, well, that goes against our value of being positive at all times. So the road in there. It's gold. It's absolute gold, that bit. Page 12.
So on the one hand, these are really bland and boring statements. They could be written about absolutely any organisation. In fact, they're good principles for any company. But in the exam, they turn out to be hugely relevant because whatever the question is, you are going to be able to use them. And there's another nice insight we had related to this one, which is this back page here, which is all of these little bits of financials. What was your insight here, Andrew?
Yeah, well, if you look at that revenue graph, this is on page 13, like the revenue's been going up and up and up every year. It's almost a linear growth of revenue, which is incredible, especially given we're told there's a recession, isn't there, in Estland? So they're doing phenomenally well. But it's not only revenue, margins are good as well. 14.1% latest operating profit margin.
Why do you say that's good?
Well, do you not remember the average? The average in the industry in Estland is
10%.
Boom, 10%. Boom. Very good.
So not only is it better than previous years, it's better than the industry benchmark. I love a benchmark because anytime you can use a framing point in your answer in SBL, it allows you to add context and depth. And so I've read the pre-scene, so yes.
Yeah. It's great. And the other benchmark is occupancy. So they're on 77% in the recent year. The benchmark occupancy is
70. Come on, you're going to have to get harder than this.
Very good.
Yeah.
So 70%, again, benchmark for the industry. They're on 77. So occupancy, margins, revenue, all financially and looking really positive from those perspectives.
So that's those top 4. And actually, I'd add a word in here, a word I love in case study exams like SBL, which is despite. So if the facts don't fit what you want them to, you can just say despite. Because we're told earlier in the case study there's a recession going on. Surely they should have been struggling. But so all of this great performance is despite there being an economic downturn. So you can still use your fact and analysis that you want. Just that little filler word helps.
Yeah, exactly. So we know profit is doing pretty well. Revenue's looking good. But what about cash flows? Any insights, Ben, on cash flow in this case?
Okay, so I think we've got a good chat to have around cash. We don't know how much cash they've got, which is a bit weird to not be told it at all. So does that mean cash is just not going to be an issue for this business and therefore not going to be something we'll talk about in the exam at all? Possible, but there are some nice little hints dropped about cash in various places across the pre-scene, which make me think, maybe cash is actually going to turn out to be a big deal.
Could be.
One of those insights is they refurbish every 10 years and they've got 35 locations. So if you just say they do them, on a rolling basis, that's kind of 3 or 4 hotels every year they'd refurb. And that's quite a significant cash outflow. What page are we on here, Andrew?
That's page 11. Middle of page 11, it tells us about refurbishment.
Middle of page 11. So they're going to have chunky cash, but maybe they do it in a more lumpy way. Maybe they don't do 3 or 4 a year. We don't know. Maybe they're going to do a big refurbishment program, and therefore they'd need more cash. And they seem weird in the way that they don't maximize their cash generation in the way that they charge customers. You spotted this one, Andrew, didn't you? When we were reading through, you thought it was really odd.
It did. So on page 10 is the check-in, check-out process on page 10 tells us that they pay on checkout. So it says at checkout, guests pay for their accommodation. I can't remember ever staying in a hotel where you pay on the way out. I've always paid in advance. Yeah, quite
Yeah, well,
often,
you
like,
do stay in some pretty budget hotels.
oh,
Andrew.
they
Well, the
don't
kind of
trust.
hotels I stay in, they trust me to pay
I'm,
when I leave.
I'm a Luton boy, and like they look at my passport, see I was born in Luton, and go, right, you are paying up front, so
Pay up
6
front, my
months.
friend.
Yeah, 6 months in advance. But yeah, I always pay well in advance, but these guys pay at the end. Surely, cash flow wise, they should be, get the cash in quicker. Come on, like, get that in early.
Yeah, it does seem odd. And there's another hint about how they could free up a lot of cash.
Yep.
Loads of this case study is the usual kind of strategy stuff. And then all of a sudden, bang, there's a whole big bit on page
Page 6
about sale and lease back. Why is that in there? And it's all about, don't go down the accounting side with sale and lease back. It's all about, if you do this, you've got some good, chunky, valuable assets that you could sell off. That is your hotel locations, and lease them back. And that would free up a load of cash that you could use to refurbish your sites. So I think that's a really nice bit of linkage around cash, various different exhibits in here. Might turn out to be nothing, but could turn out to be really, really exam relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's another thing that I picked up on, and we both agree is very, very important in this case, which is all about pricing. So they are a little bit different from what a lot of other companies are doing in the industry. We're told on page 9 about the fact it's very seasonal, and demand is different throughout the year. And for hotel chains, it's all about that balance between getting the price right and occupancy, isn't it? What they don't want is a load of empty rooms. Empty rooms are a nightmare for a hotel. So they need to set the price at a point where they're maximizing revenue, but without making it too expensive and causing the rooms.
Yeah, it's hard to get that right, isn't it? Charge too much, you end up with an empty hotel room. Charge too little, and you're missing out on money you could have been making.
Exactly. So what a lot of companies are using is AI and algorithms to come up with these pricing strategies that balance those two things. Yeah, who better to do this than AI?
Yeah,
but,
and you want it to be crunching data from lots of sources. You want it to be looking at all of your own historic data, but also what are your rivals charging at the minute? What's happening in the wider marketplace around your particular hotels?
Exactly.
To give us advice on what price we should be charging.
Yeah, but instead they set their price, get this, at the start of the financial year. They set their prices out at the start of the year, and that is imposed on all of their hotels in the range, the 35 hotels. The managers can then offer discounts of up to 25%, so they can reduce the prices, but they can't put them up. So imagine, this is bottom of page 9, isn't it? Imagine
bottom of page 9.
Yeah, there's a massive sporting event, or like you said, Ed Sheeran announces a gig in that particular town in Estland. He loves a tour in Estland, doesn't he? He does that, and they're stuck these prices. This would be the cheapest hotel going in Estland.
It would be great for occupancy.
Great occupancy would be 100% every night, but they were missing out on potentially millions of income from this. So
it's crazy, isn't it? Like. It seems so old school. This is how you would have set prices at a hotel if you went back 30 years.
Yeah.
It's not what modern hotel chains do at all.
Like when you look doing research for holidays, the price, I'll look today, next week, the price will have changed. It'll gone up, down, up, because people are booking, people are cancelling. It's dynamic, whereas they're just fixed in their ways. Yeah.
So really odd that they're not doing that. Really odd and inefficient pricing. Although, and let's have that lovely filler word, despite this terrible approach to pricing, revenue's growing really nicely and strongly.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're more profitable than ever.
Who are we to question Levwell when they're clearly doing such a great job? But it feels like it could be
last insight, last and least. It's the least interesting one, but I do think it's a really simple bit of analysis that's really effective for this company. Food and drink, Andrew.
They're two of my favourite things, and they're not allowing people like me into the hotels, because I don't stay at Levwell hotels. I can't afford it, but what I do want to do is eat dinner out. I love going into restaurants.
Yeah, so this is in that little bit on page 9. You can only eat in one of the Levwell restaurants or drink in the bar if you are also staying there.
Why? Like, why aren't they allowing other people in? Especially when occupancy is low. In the off-peak season, July, August, which by the way seems to be their winter presumably.
Yeah.
May, June time, occupancy is pretty low. Get some revenue. Invite in local people. Like, get them to eat in your restaurant and drink in your bar.
It seems like such a quick, easy win, doesn't it?
Such a quick,
Why
easy
wouldn't
win.
you be doing that?
No.
Yeah, I
Crazy.
mean, so you could say there are reasons like you don't want the hotel to be overrun or too busy, and you want hotel guests to feel special and prioritized. But come on, if you've got a half-empty restaurant and you've got a local like Andrew who wants to come and eat there, surely you would let them come and
Please.
eat.
Yeah, please let me
Right,
in.
we were aiming for 10 minutes for this video, and I think that's pretty impressive, Andrew, that we
Perfect.
are pretty much bang on it. Club SBL delivers.
As always.